Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and our sponsors who make these live presentations possible for you fans to enjoy. I'm Joseph Brett alongside my cameraman, as always, David Alvarez, coming to you live from Harry and David Field here in Medford, Oregon. We welcome you to the Abbeys pregame show as we get set for this matchup between the visiting Roseburg Indians and your South Medford Panthers. Roseburg comes into this matchup tonight 7-3 overall in the Southwest Conference. They're in a two-way tie atop the division for first place alongside North Medford, who is also 7-3 after losing 1 to South Medford last night in a thriller and a walk-off in the first of two games in a doubleheader. 12-5 is North Medford, 11-5 is Roseburg. Roseburg's the number 5 team in the state. North Medford, number 6. They're in a two-way battle right now. But right on their heels is Sheldon at 6-4. They're not too far off of the Indians and the Black Tornado in that race for the Southwest Conference. Roseburg is coached by Troy Thompson, assisted by Tim Sesteri and Steve Patterson. For your Panthers, they're coming off of a doubleheader last night, a makeup doubleheader from Saturday with North Medford, and it was some pretty darn good baseball here at Harry and David Field. North Medford up in the first inning. The Panthers battle back to take a 3-2 lead. Then North Medford able to go up 4-3. The Panthers tie the ball game 4-4. We head into extra innings. Nobody scores in the 8th. Nobody scores in the 9th. On a suicide squeeze bunt, North Medford scores 1 in the top of the 10th inning. But the Panthers were not done. They load the bases with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning, and Owen Levins stepped into the batter's box, and Levins was ready to get the job done. He hit one about 315 feet or so down there, down the left field line, just shy of the warning track, down the left field line for a walk-off, 2-out, 2-run double to win the ball game for South Medford. They come back and win it 6-5 in Game 1. North Medford jumped out in front 3-0 in the first inning of Game 2, and the Panthers were able to battle back, but not quite enough. They lose game number 2, 3-2 to North Medford yesterday, and they split the home doubleheader series with the Black Tornado. The Panthers sitting down near the bottom of the Southwest Conference. They're 5-6, but they're not too far off. They still could pull something out. They're the number 20 ranked team in the state right now. They're 5-6. Willamette's 5-5. Grants Pass is 5-6. Sheldon 6-4. And as we mentioned, North and Roseburg sitting up top at 7-3. South Eugene at the bottom of the Southwest Conference at 0-9. So the Panthers looking to pick up a big victory today against another tough opponent in the Roseburg Indians here at Harry and David Field. We'd like to welcome our home and visiting fans who are watching today's broadcast on your home for local live sports coverage, TableRockSports.net. Our executive producer tonight is Joe Brett. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. Please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel. A big Table Rock Sports thank you to the nearly 4,000 plus of you who already have subscribed. If you have not subscribed and you're watching and listening on our YouTube page, find that red subscribe button, give it a click, and get notified when all games go live across the Table Rock Sports Network. This game scheduled for a 4:30 first pitch. We'll step away for just a couple minutes. We'll be right back, though, here on Table Rock Sports with more South Medford Panthers baseball right after this.
In the heart of the Rogue Valley RVTD connects us all, not just through miles traveled, but also through time. With renewable technologies and more convenient ways to get around, RVTD's building a future that keeps our region connected. Public transportation isn't just about getting from here to there. It's about the journey, past, present, and future. Rogue Valley Transportation District, celebrating 50 years of moving our community forward.
Don't miss the President's Day sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Jump online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
We welcome you back to the Lithia Superstore game of the day here on TableRockSports.net. 4:30 scheduled for first pitch. We're going to be just a couple of moments behind that. And we will be ready for South Medford Panthers baseball. We'll get the starting lineup offensively for Roseburg. It's going to be Paxton Burke leading things off. Dane St. Clair hitting in the 2-hole. Cal Robbins hitting third. Zeb Johnson's hitting fourth. Luke Robbins hitting fifth. Daner Wirtz hitting sixth. Hitting seventh will be A.J. Black. Hitting eighth will be Fletcher Coleman. And hitting ninth, rounding out the lineup. Turning things over for the Indians, it will be Caden Austin. We'll stop, recognize the national anthem. We'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net. was the national anthem, and now we are ready for South Medford Panthers baseball. Brought to you in part today by our great sponsors, including our title sponsor, Lithia Jeep Dodge Chrysler, where you can find great deals on the lot or at lithiasuperstore.com. And by Rogue Credit Union, with locations throughout Southern Oregon to serve you and all of your banking needs. And by Dutch Bros. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Bros gives back to the communities they serve in support of kids and local efforts to help others. That is Dutch Bros. And now it's going to be Jake Lewis on the mound for the Panthers. We saw him for a brief stint yesterday. Not long, though, because the Panthers wanted to be able to use him on the mound here today against Roseburg, as Evan Roden went the distance pitch count-wise for the Panthers yesterday. Went 6 2/3 and hit that 110 pitch mark on the dot. Had to come out of the bowl game. He will be shut down for 4 days. And as well, it was Tristan Malari on the bump in the first game. He hit that mark as well, so he's going to be shut down. Won't see either of their arms here this afternoon against Roseburg. But it'll be Jake Lewis, who very well can get the job done. We saw him take care of business yesterday against North Medford in his short stint on the mound. He's looking to shut down the Indians here this afternoon and help his Panthers pick up a big Southwest Conference victory. As the Panthers throw it down, we are ready for South Medford baseball. And leading things off for Roseburg, it's going to be Paxton Burke. It's going to be Jake Lewis on the mound. Easton Douglas catching as always for South Medford. Evan Roden, the everyday first baseman for the Panthers. Keegan Painter over at second. Brad Love at short. Grady McQuillan at third. Tristan Malari in left. Owen Levins, who is going to get this ball, hit back up the middle and throw it back in, out in center. And your right fielder this afternoon defensively for the Panthers is Cooper Mitchell. So a leadoff single, swinging at the first pitch there for the Indians was Burke. He's now on first base with no outs. Here in the top of the first inning, and it brings to the plate St. Clair, who swings through the first offering from Lewis. Now behind 0-1. They're going to check on Burke over at first. He's back safely. Lewis checking on the runner over at first. Comes set. And a ground ball gets past Roden for a base hit. Burke on his horse drops the trailer and gets on over to third base there. And Roseburg here in the top of the first have runners on the corner with nobody out.
Number 14, Cal Robbins.
Now at the plate will be Cal Robbins for the Indians. Has himself a runner in scoring position here with runners at first and third and nobody out. A beautiful day for baseball here in the Rogue Valley. Some gray clouds above us, but no rain here today in the Medford area. The wind blowing directly into home plate out of left field, but not a heavy breeze by any means. Shouldn't really hurt the hitters at all. Robbins swinging at that one, pops it up, and it's going to get foul out of play. So Robbins, I hear the Roseburg announcer. Runner goes, throw down to second. It's going to be in time. They get him. St. Clair thrown out at second, trying to steal. Oh, they're going to talk to the other coaches. Not really happy about that call. And he's going to be out over there at second base, so we got one away. Good job by the Panthers. Easton Douglas with a terrific throw. And instead of runners on the corner, it's Burke over at third. I just heard the Roseburg announcer over here next to me. Robbins here, 3 straight games with a home run. Digs into the batter's box. And that pitch going to be inside for ball 2. So the count now even 2-2. Two down and away, and the count now full to Cal Robbins. Lewis comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball, and it's going to be just high for ball 4. And we're back to having runners on the corners for Roseburg. First and third, 1 out. And it's going to bring to the plate Jake Johnson. Johnson looks at the first one down and away for a ball. Robbins over at first. We'll see if the Indians decide to try to steal again after Douglas was able to throw out the last guy. And the 1-0 in there for a strike. So the count now even 1-1. And it's down and away. Ball 2. 2-1 now the count to Johnson. The runner goes. It's down. It'll be cut off by Brad Love. And the count now 3-1 to Johnson. And now Robbins with the runner on third has a big lead over there at second. They're going to look for something hit here, send him running, but Johnson swinging through that one, and the count now full, 3-2. The infield in, Robbins over at second, not really worried about anything. And a foul ball on the 3-2 pitch from Lewis. Another payoff pitch here for Lewis. And it's going to be low for ball 4. And the base is now loaded with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Johnson at first, Robbins at second, Burke on over at third. And it brings to the plate Luke Robbins. Corners are in for the Panthers. And swinging at the first pitch is Robbins, and he fouls it up and out of play. And that breaking ball there comes in just high, and the count even 1-1. 1-1, swung on, high in the air, tailing, and it's going to be foul down the right field line. The 1-2 here to Robbins. Swung on and driven out into center field. Levens coming in on it, makes the grab. He's going to throw home, and it's going to be in, not in time. And Burke going to score for Roseburg. Makes it a 1-0 ball game. Runners on first and second for the Indians now with 2 outs. And it'll bring to the plate Danner Wirtz. Douglas going to come out and have a quick chat with Lewis. Wirtz, a freshman, swinging at the first pitch. And it's going to get foul and out of play. Lewis with a good pitch there, breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. And it's now 0-2 to Wirtz. Lewis quickly ahead here. Trying to get out of the inning without giving up any more runs. And just missing on the outside part of the plate there. And breaking ball there from Lewis. Great pitch starting on the inside part, crossing the inside part of the plate. And Roseburg will leave 2 runners stranded, but not before they score 1. It's the Indians 1, Panthers 0 as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. You're listening on TibleRockSports.net. Back right after this.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like, too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you,
former athletes,
parents, and community members.
What it takes is attention to detail,
a positive attitude, and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
no ref, no game. Play ball.
We welcome you back here on Table Rock Sports. That's the Lithia Superstore game of the day. Roseburg taking on South Medford in a Southwest Conference matchup here at Harry and David Field. The Panthers coming to the plate for the first time here in the bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Easton Douglas, the leadoff hitter for the Panthers, getting things started here.
The Panthers, number 6, Easton Douglas.
So Douglas coming up to the plate. It's going to be Johnson. Jake Johnson on the mound for the Indians. Bowers behind the plate. Wirtz at first. Austin at second. Burke over at short. Robbins at third. Black out in left. St. Clair is in center. And Coleman out in right field. And Douglas quickly behind 0-2 here. Douglas swinging at the 0-2, pops it up, and it's going to get out of play. And the 0-2 up and away for ball one. So 1-2 now the count. And good job by Douglas to lay off that one. It was close, but just up in the zone. And the count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 going to come in on the outside, and it's strike 3. Douglas goes down looking, and there's one away. Keegan Painter now will come to the plate for South Medford. Folks, check out the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio, AM 1300, FM 107.9, and streaming live at theacesportsradio.com. Listen for live NCAA baseball games now on the Ace, along with a wide variety of programming. All on the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio. Painter gets drilled with the first pitch, and he'll head on down to first base, and that'll bring up first baseman Evan Roden to the plate. Roden swings and gets on top of that one, fouls it off into the dirt. Runner goes, Painter slides in head first and safely into second base. Keegan Painter will have himself a stolen base here. So with the stolen base, Painter puts himself in the scoring position here for Roden. And he looks at that pitch down and in for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now to the first baseman, Evan Roden. They're going to try and backdoor Painter over there at second, but he's easily back in safely. Johnson with the 2-1. Leaves it up. Roden hits it up into the air. It's into center field. St. Clair going to come under it. And they'll hold Painter over at second base, and we got 2 away.
For the Panthers, number 16, Grady McQuillan.
Now the third baseman, Grady McQuillan, into the batter's box. Has a chance to tie the ball game here. Looks at the first pitch for a strike. And this one driven out into right field, tailing left to right. Coleman underneath it, makes the grab, and that'll do it for the bottom half of the first. We head to the top of the second. Roseburg 1, South Medford 0. But the Panthers leave 1 runner stranded. And the Indians coming back to the plate after a short break here on TableRockSports.net.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
We welcome you back here on TableRockSports.net. Top of the second, leading things off for the Roseburg Indians. It will be A.J. Black. Through the first inning, Jake Lewis threw 25 pitches, gave up 1 run. And he'd love to have himself a quick top of the second here and keep that pitch count low for the Panthers, who are without Malari and without Roden, able to step onto the mound here this afternoon. That pitch coming in just a bit low for ball 1. Black swings on this one, and it's going to be foul and out of play. A 1-1, and it just misses. And Black gonna swing through that one, and it evens the count 2-2. A big hack at it there was Black. And not able to make any contact, a 2-2, and he does it again. Swings right through that one on back-to-back pitches. Lewis gets the strikeout, and we got 1 away.
2, Fletcher Coleman.
Fletcher Coleman now, the batter for Roseburg. Looks at the first pitch for a strike. And this one popped straight up into the air. Keegan Painter underneath it makes the grab, and we got 2 quick outs here in the top of the second.
Number 1, Hayden Austin.
Austin now the batter. And he's going to look at a first pitch strike. That one down, the count even 1-1. The 1-1 from Lewis. And it's a strike on the outside. So now Austin behind 1-2. Lewis delivers, swung on, over the top of the head of Painter. Mitchell comes through the ball, and it's a 2-strike, 2-out single for Austin. Now Paxton Burke going to come up to the plate. First pitch down in the dirt. Douglas doing a good job of keeping it in front. Burke 1 for 1 here in the ball game. Always nice having the visiting radio broadcast next to us. Get to hear some insight that you might not know. Burke here, a switch hitter for the Indians, drives this one out into right center field, and it's well hit. It gets down. Roseburg going to send a run home, and it's going to be a 2-out double for Burke, and it's going to score a run for the Indians. And now St. Clair will come back into the batter's box for his second plate appearance of the game. St. Clair 1 for 1 with a single in the ball game. Swinging at the first pitch, fouls it into the net. That one missing outside makes the count 1-1. Lewis checking on the runner over at second. And the 2-1 down for a ball. Count now 3-1. The 3-1 swung on in the air. Love gonna take it in shallow left field, and that'll do it. Third out of the inning. The Indians leave one runner stranded, but they score one more. They now lead it 2-0 here on Table Rock Sports. Take a quick break. Back with the bottom half of the second. Panthers coming to the plate.
finding your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning
Welcome back here on Table Rock Sports, the Lithia Superstore game of the day. Roseburg through 2 innings. Well, through 1.5. They got a 2-run lead over your South Medford Panthers, as the Panthers come to the plate here in the bottom of the second. Folks, thanks to Roy World, State Farm Insurance, and Lippert's Carpet One for supporting our live streams. And for over 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon. 0-11's yesterday's hero in Game 1 comes to the plate, swinging at the first pitch here in the second. And he's going to pop out to Coleman out in right field for a quick out. Now right fielder Cooper Mitchell comes to the plate. Mitchell swinging at the first pitch, grounds it to the third baseman Robbins. He'll throw over to Wirtz at first, and we got 2 away. And now the DH for the Panthers, Ryan Tucker, comes to the plate. Tucker looking at the first pitch for a strike. Tucker swinging at that one, and it's going to be foul and out of play. Tucker swinging at a breaking ball. It's up in the air. Bowers underneath it makes the grab. 3 up, 3 down for the Panthers here in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the top of the third. Roseburg coming to the plate. They lead it 2-0. You're listening on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Welcome you back, Lithia Superstore game of the day. 2-0 Roseburg through 2 innings as the Indians come to the plate here in the top of the third. Lewis, 43 pitches through 2 innings. We'll see Robbins for the second time. Swinging at the first pitch, grounds it to the third baseman, McQuillan. He'll throw on over to Rodin, who makes the grab, and we got one quick out in the top of the third. Wind starting to blow in out of left field, a little bit stronger now, back into the hitters. And another one swinging at the first pitch is Johnson. Levins underneath it in center. The Wind holding that one up, but Levins able to read it and get underneath it, makes the grab. We got 2 outs. Good job by Levins to read that baseball as the Wind really held it up as it got up into the air. And it'll bring to the plate now for the Indians, Luke Robbins. With that wind, it's definitely a good time to be pushing the ball out in the right field as Robbins looks at a first pitch strike. And that ball, breaking ball, stays up and away. Count now 1-1. And another breaking ball, the count now 1-2. Lewis would love to get it out right here. And a foul ball is going to be out of play. Lewis delivers, ground ball to Painter, and we got 3 away. An 8-pitch inning there for Jake Lewis. That's what he needed here in the top of the third after throwing 42 through the first 2 innings. And the Panthers quickly back to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. And we will be right back right after this.
Enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place. Close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit heartinsurance.com.
This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at
Welcome back. Lithia Superstore game of the day here on TableRockSports.net. Today's game brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events, and by Hart Insurance of Medford and Grants Pass, who can help with personal or business policies. An independent agent, that is Hart Insurance. Bottom of the third. Malari hit the plate for the Panthers. Swings through that offering from Johnson. Got a 1-1 count here. That one's going to be down and away for ball 2. And the 2-1 taken by the shortstop. Bobbles it. Throw to first is not going to be able to be handled by Wirtz. Not able to quite make the pick. It would have been in time to get Malari, but an error by Roseburg, and Malari with gets on base here to lead off the bottom of the third. And so that'll bring Brad Love to the plate with 1 on and nobody out. So Love steps into the box. Malari over at first. And Love looks at the first pitch for a strike. Oh, 0-1 now to Love. Malari getting back safely there at the 0-1, and Love drives it out into right field. It gets down, and he's going to be off the bag over at second. Burke pulled off the bag to make the play, and South with runners now at first and second.
Number 6 for the Panthers, Easton Douglas.
And now back to the top of the order for the Panthers. Easton Douglas at the plate. Douglas showing bunt, pulls it back. Looks at the first pitch for a ball. One 0 now to Douglas. Shows bunt, lays it down. A beautiful bunt down the third baseline. Everybody's going to be safe. Douglas taking care of business there with a beautiful bunt. And it loads the bases for the Panthers. And now at the plate, it'll be Keegan Painter. The Panthers, with no outs, have the bases loaded. Painter looking for something in the outfield to score a run, preferably over there on the right side to score 2. Looks at the first pitch for a strike. The 0-1 to Painter, high for a ball. And Painter out into right field. Gonna be foul. Good God. Count now 1-2 to Keegan Painter. Johnson now thrown 30 pitches. And that one's going to be outside for a ball. The count now 2-2. Almost thought he rung him up on that one. It was a very vocal ball call from the umpire. Corners in for Roseburg. Trying to cut off the run. The 2-2 pitch now from Johnson. And Painter out in the right field. It's going to be caught, but it'll score one. So Painter takes care of his job. All that he needed to do there was score a run. Didn't matter if he got on base. He did. And we got a 2-1 ball game. So now it'll be the same thing with one out for Evan Roden. Don't have to get on base here, but you want something, either a base hit into the outfield or something in the air into the outfield deep enough to be able to score Love from third base. Douglas over at first. And he stays there as Roden looks at the first pitch down for ball one. They throw over, trying to get Douglas, not in time, able to get back safely. We'll throw over again to Douglas, and again back safely. Johnson delivers, and it's a hard hit ball out into the outfield. Roden ropes one with an RBI single. And we got ourselves a tie ball game, 2-2. One out. Grady McQuillan now has a chance to give the Panthers the lead. McQuillan swinging at the first pitch, fouls it off. And a ground ball here. It's going to get through the infield. The Panthers, with one out again, are going to have the bases loaded on the single by Grady McQuillan. And now Owen Levens coming to the plate. Levens was here yesterday, bases loaded, but it was in the bottom of the 10th inning. Had himself a 2-out, 2 RBI double to win the ball game. Going to look to get the Panthers out in front here. Levens swinging at the first pitch, and it's foul. Levens swinging at this one. It's going to be a hard hit ball to the shortstop. Chance to turn two for the Indians. And they do. The Indians get out of it. The Panthers leave 3 runners stranded, but they score 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. And we got ourselves a 2-2 ball game heading to the top of the 4th. Roseburg coming to the plate. You're listening here on TableRockSports.net.
With expert advice and an amazing selection of flooring, it's easy to see yourself enjoying your perfect floors.
Whoa.
That, my friend, was the one effect.
Can she go? Experience the One Effect at the Power of Savings Floor event for up to 50% off or 0 interest for 18 months. Only at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
Don't miss the President's Day sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Welcome you back here on Table Rock Sports. It's Wirtz, the first baseman for the Indians, stepping into the batter's box quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes here to Jake Lewis. And a breaking ball gets away from Douglas, and it's in there for a ball. That'll be the 53rd pitch of the ball game for Lewis. And a swing and a miss. Ball's in the dirt. Douglas going to tag out Wirtz. And we got 1 out. A.J. Black now the hitter for the Indians. Black looks at the first pitch on the outside part of the plate for a ball. And that one up and in for ball 2. Black 0 for 1 in the ball game. Swings at this one, it's going to be fouling out of play. A 2-1 inside. Ball 3. So 3-1 now for Black. He's got himself a hitter's count. Wouldn't be surprised if he was swinging at something close here, and he is, and it's up, and it's out of play. So full count now to A.J. Black. And that one in the dirt, it's going to be ball 4. And with 1 out, the Indians have a runner aboard.
Number 2, Fletcher Coleman.
Coleman now the hitter 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Black over at first, showing bunt, lays it down. It's a good bunt. It'll advance the runner over to second. But Coleman will be out at first, and we got 2 away.
Number 1, Caden Austin.
Caden Austin now the batter for the Indians. Lewis checking on the runner at second. Delivers. And they check down to the first base umpire, and they're going to say he did go. And Austin going to swing through that one. So the count now 0-2. Runner on second. Lewis going to step off, reset. Here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball, and it's going to get through off the glove of Love. And there's going to be runners on first and third now.
Number 7, Paxton Burke.
Football, you can't do a screen.
You can.
Slow down.
You can come across, stop, wait for the ball, and literally jump over the top of it and then take off to be a defender. As long as it doesn't hit. So now Burke, left-handed switch-hitting hitter, leadoff batter for the Indians, comes to the plate. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. And this one's going to be foul. And Burke fouls it off his leg, and he's going to be hobbling a little bit. That one probably stung. Hopefully he'll be all right. Folks, Medford is your sports ground where the West Coast comes to play. Visit travelmedford.org/sports to learn more about the many tournament venues, outdoor opportunities, and the event calendar to find what's going on. And Table Rock Sports is also able to bring you spring sports coverage thanks to our great sponsors, including our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less, John L. Scott, our scoreboard sponsors for Table Rock Sports. So the count now 0-1 to Burke, who's 2 for 2. Has a runner in scoring position and a chance to give Roseburg the lead back. Burke swinging at the 0-1, and it's going to be foul out of play. So now 0-2 with runners on the corners. Runner takes off. And South gets the runner off the bag. And the runner will score from third.
1 run on 1 hit is able to score 1 run. Don't answer errors.
So Roseburg gets the run across. And they now lead it 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Back in just a moment here on TableRockSports.net. We're back with the Lithia Superstore game of the day here on Table Rock Sports. It's going to be Cooper Mitchell leading off the bottom of the fourth for the Panthers. They trail 3-2 to Roseburg. Johnson still working on the mound for the Indians. And Mitchell swinging through the first pitch for a strike. Johnson has thrown 39 pitches here in the ball game. Mitchell, three hopper to the shortstop. Throw to Wirtz in time. And there's one out.
The Panthers, number 9, Ryan Tucker.
And now the DH for the Panthers, Tucker, comes to the plate. And he looks at a breaking ball for strike two. So Tucker now quickly behind 0-2. And Tucker, swing and a miss, goes down, and we got two away.
The Panthers, number 8, Tristan Malari.
And now Tristan Malari, left-handed hitting left fielder, also plays first base and pitches for the Panthers. Comes to the plate 0 for 1 with two outs. And another one in there for a strike. Malari, two hopper to Wirtz at first. Calls out the pitcher, steps on the bag, and that'll do it. For the bottom of the fourth, we head to the top of the fifth. It's Roseburg 3, South Medford 2. You're listening here on TableRockSports.net. Back right after this.
I got a good, good feeling. Good, good feeling. Good, good feeling. Good, good feeling. So come on and make my day.
Call Twin Creeks Retirement today for more information.
Come on and make my day.
We welcome you back with the Superstore game of the day here on Table Rock Sports. Top of the fifth inning, Roseburg comes to the plate with a one-run lead, and Burke back up at the plate as he was behind 0-2 in the top of the fourth. The Panthers get the runner in a pickle between first and second, but the run scored from third. So Burke back up with a fresh count, now behind 0-1. And Burke on the 1-1 fouls another one off down the third baseline. And Burke looks at that one in the dirt for a ball. So 2-2 now the count. Two now to Burke. Lewis has thrown 70 pitches now in the ball game. And this one driven out into left field. Malari makes the grab, and we got one out.
Number 13, James St. Clair.
Burke now 2 for 3, and it'll bring up St. Clair. St. Clair 1 for 2 in the ball game. St. Clair looks at the first one down for a ball. Ground ball taken by Roden, tosses it over to Lewis, and we got 2 away.
Number 14, Cal Robbins.
And now Cal Robbins will come to the plate. Two and 0 now to Robbins. Swung on and a hard hit ball down the left field line. One hopper to the fence, and it'll be a double for Robbins. And you can see why he's got 3 home runs in his last 3 games for the Indians. Now the pitcher, Jake Johnson. Johnson swinging at the first pitch. Painter making way on it. Tosses it underhand to Roden. And that'll do it. Roseburg will leave a runner stranded. Score remains 3-2 Indians as we head to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening on TableRockSports.net.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents and community members.
what it takes is attention to detail.
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
No ref, no game. Play ball.
We welcome you back here on Table Rock Sports. Brad Love, the hitter for the Panthers. And he's behind quickly 0-2. And Love fouling off the 0-2. The 0-2 up for a ball. The 1-2 swung on. Two hopper to the shortstop. Burke throws over in time to Wirtz, and we got one out.
Number 6, Easton Douglas.
And now the leadoff hitter, catcher Easton Douglas, and he swings at the first pitch. It's high in the air, shallow into center field. And the center fielder, St. Clair, are going to make the grab.
For the Panthers, number 13, Keegan Painter.
Right there. Yeah, right there. Across the conference.
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah, bye.
Go find her and make sure she's. And now Keegan Painter into the box, and he looks at the first pitch for a strike. And the count now even, 1-1 strike to Painter. And Painter goes off the mound, taken by Burke. Throw to Wirtz, and that's going to do it. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Roseburg still leading by 1, 3-2. Back-to-back quick innings for Johnson on the mound for Roseburg. Now only thrown 56 pitches through 5 complete innings. Indians coming to the plate, leading by 1. Back right after this on TableRockSports.net.
In the heart of the Rogue Valley, RVTD connects us all, not just through miles traveled, but also through time. With renewable technologies and more convenient ways to get around, RVTD's building a future that keeps our region connected. Public transportation isn't just about getting from here to there. It's about the journey, past, present, and future. Rogue Valley Transportation District, celebrating 50 years of moving our community forward.
Don't miss the President's Day sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Jump online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Welcome back here on Table Rock Sports, top of the 6th. Luke Robbins now the batter for the Indians. I can't see who that is over there now at second. It's and a hard hit ball going to land out in center field for a leadoff single.
Number 20, Tanner Wirtz.
Now the first baseman, Wirtz, coming in to hit. So Robbins with the single. And the ball gets away from Douglas. So Robbins will head on down to second. The count will be 1-0 to Wirtz. Defensively, Keegan Painter came out of the ball game for the Panthers. He's no longer over there at second base. Wirtz showing bunt, and it's going to go foul. Over there now at second for the Panthers is Randy Patrick. One now to Wirtz. And the ball again gets away from Douglas. And the runner will advance on down to third. Two one now the count. And it's in there for a strike. The count now 2-2. Two high in the air into center field. Levens will be underneath it. Makes the grab. Throw will be cut off by Roden. And the Indians score one. So Roseburg now up 4-2. And that brings to the plate A.J. Black. He looks at the first pitch for a strike.
A.J. Black.
And that one's going to be up in the zone. The count now 1-1. That one's going to be down for ball two. A 2-1, swung on, driven out into right field. Mitchell going back on it, makes the grab. And we got two away.
Number 2, Fletcher Coleman.
Now at the plate will be Coleman, 0 for 2. Swing and a miss there, makes it 0-2 now to Coleman. The 0-2, down for a ball. So 1-2 now the count to Coleman. That was the 92nd pitch of the ball game for Lewis. That one's going to be inside. The count now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a foul ball into the net. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it hits him. So the 2-2 with 2 outs hits Coleman, and he's going to head on down to first base. Lewis will check on Coleman. He's thrown 95 pitches so far. And this ball's going to be into shallow left center. Brad Love goes back on it and makes the catch. And that'll do it. They score one more. They have 1 runner stranded as we head to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening on TibleRockSports.net. Back right after this.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
We welcome you back, Lithia Superstore matchup of the day here on TibleRockSports.net. Last we heard over at South Medford High School, the Panthers were down, and they've battled back. It's now a 6-5 ball game over there against the Indians in softball. Here we got a 4-2 ball game, and Evan Roden, the first baseman for the Panthers, at the plate. One and two. Ball back up the middle, 2 hops taken by Burke, and he throws over to first in time, and we got 1 away.
For the Panthers, number 16, Grady McQuillan.
Now the third baseman, McQuillan, will come to the plate. Johnson has only thrown 59 pitches through 5 1/3. McQuillan fouls that one off down the line. McQuillan hits this one out in the center. It'll be taken by St. Clair, and we got 2 away. And now Levens will come to the plate.
For the Panthers, number 3, Owen Levens.
Levens is 0 for 2 today. Fly out to right field, grounded into a double play his last time up. First pitch, slider, broke a little bit too inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
1-0 now to Levens. Swings on it. It's up in the air. Called for by the first baseman. And Wirtz makes the grab, and that'll do it. We head to the top of the 7th. It's Roseburg 4, South Medford 2. You're listening on TableRockSports.net. Back right after this.
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back. Lithia Superstore game of the day here on TableRockSports.net. Top of the 7th.
Pitching for the Panthers, number 15, Jedi Robinson.
Jedi Robinson now coming into the game to pitch for the Panthers. He has been out of commission since the first matchup against North Medford over at North Medford High School. Broke his hem bone on his left wrist prior to the start of the game. Didn't know it until after the game. Played through it against them, and he has not played since that game against the Black Tornado, and he is out there on the mound for the Panthers. The Indians lead it 4-2, and it'll be Burke 2 for 3 in the ball game coming to the plate. And he looks at the first pitch away for ball 1. That one's going to be off the plate for ball 2. Robertson quickly behind 3-0. To Burke. And 4 straight balls puts the leadoff runner aboard for the Indians.
Number 13, Dave St. Clair.
St. Clair, 1 for 3. And that one in there for a strike.
Now 9-5. Roseburg softball with the lead. Top of the 6th inning. First base, down back there safely is Ford.
Robertson checking on
Top half of the 6th inning for the Indians. It was 6-5. Then it was 7.
Burke over there at first. Comes set here. 0-1 the count. Runner goes. Hit and run on. And that'll be 0-2 as that one goes foul and out of play.
Thanks to our sponsor, Roseburg Country Club. You can stop by for the open house golf membership drive on May 4th. That is from 5 to 8 p.m. There you can sign up for a membership that day and get 25% off. Gotta get there to Roseburg Country Club. Great place to go golf.
0-2 now. Burke gonna get checked on again over there at first. Easily back in safely.
Indians leading 4-2 in the top of the 7th. No balls and 2 strikes to St. Clair, the 2-hole hitter. Jedi Robinson.
Curveball stays high for ball 1. Count now 1-2 to St. Clair. Burke over at first. He's going to take off running, ball in the dirt, and he'll be in there safely over at second.
Now runner in scoring position for St. Clair with a 2-2 count. Indians have a chance for extra insurance. First inning for Jedi Robinson. He's previously injured and now comes in to pitch this afternoon. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to St. Clair. Taken high.
And count now full to St. Clair.
Still nobody out for Roseburg. Robinson. Jakes. Can't find the pitch he wants, so now Easton Douglas is going to go after.
Robertson calling off a few pitches there. And then Douglas going to have a quick chat. 3-2 the count to St. Clair. Burke over there at second. And he walks him.
So back-to-back walks, put 2 aboard for Roseburg.
Number 14, Cal Robbins.
Cal Robbins will come to the plate. Robbins today, a walk, a ground out to third, and a double. Doubled his last time up.
So Robbins now 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Has a runner at first and second with nobody out. Ground ball. Patrick able to turn the double play himself. And we got 2 outs. Burke advancing to third. And it'll bring the pitcher today, Jake Johnson, to the plate. Johnson looking at the first pitch up for a ball.
He allowed a runner based on hit by pitch. Other than that, he's had 4 1-2-3 innings this afternoon. Just the third with the 2 runs on the 4 hits and an error.
And that one in for a strike. The count now even 1-1.
Other than the third inning, Johnson's had an excellent day on the mound. Played though, he's walked, popped up, and rounded out. So he's still looking for his first hit. Team leader in RBIs entering today. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The 1-1 swung on and popped up. Brad Love calls for it, gets underneath it. He'll make the grab. Robertson fired up as he gets out of the inning with his first action in quite some time. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. The Panthers down to their final 3 outs. See if they can make a rally here. Down 2, 4-2 Indians. Back right after this on TibleRockSports.net.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
We welcome you back. We come to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Panthers trail by 2. It'll be Cooper Mitchell at the plate to lead things off for the Panthers. He's going to look at the first pitch in there for a strike. Mitchell, ground ball to Burke. The throw over to Wirtz in time. And there's one out. And now the DH, Ryan Tucker, at the plate. Tucker going to foul off the first pitch. Johnson has only thrown 67 pitches in this ballgame. Tucker in the air, tailing, and it's going to get foul into the net down there along the right field line. Tucker behind now, 0-2. And a foul ball. And another foul ball. That one goes into the Roseburg dugout. Another foul ball. So Tucker, he sees it. See if he can just barrel one up here and put something into play and get on base here for the Panthers. The 0-2. And another foul ball. And Tucker swings and misses, and he's going to go down. And the Panthers down now to their final out of the ball game, and a left-handed hitting Malari going to come into the batter's box. And the first pitch in the dirt gets away from the catcher, Bowers.
North Medford, they're not in action today. They just had a doubleheader yesterday. So if Roseburg wins, that means that they'll be in sole possession of first place heading into the doubleheader on Saturday. Breaking ball in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
1-1 now the count to Malari. Ground ball to Burke. That's the guy you don't want to hit it to. And it's in time to Wirtz over there at first. And Roseburg going to take home the victory 4-2 over South Medford. Johnson will get the win for Roseburg. And that'll do it. Coming up, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role post-game show. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. We'll recap some scoring, go over some key stats, all coming up on the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role post-game show, where we make sports fun again. Back right after this.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents and community members.
what it takes is attention to detail.
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
No ref, no game. Play ball.
We welcome you back here on Table Rock Sports. 4-2 the final. Roseburg taking down your Panthers. The Roseburg Indians were the first to get on the board in the first inning when Robbins hit a sacrifice fly, scoring 1 run. A double by Paxton Burke extended the Roseburg lead 2-0 in the top of the second inning. South Medford was able to tie the game in the bottom of the third, though, thanks to a sacrifice fly by Keegan Painter and a single by Evan Roden. A steal of home by A.J. Black gave Roseburg the lead 3-2 in the top of the fourth. And the Indians tacked on one more in the sixth. Keegan Painter and Evan Roden were a 1-2 punch in the lineup as each drove in 1 run for South Medford. Grady McQuillan, Brad Love, Evan Roden, and Easton Douglas each collected 1 hit for the Panthers today. Caden Austin and Paxton Burke each collected 2 hits for Roseburg. Danner Wirtz, Luke Robbins, and Paxton Burke each drove in 1 run for the Indians. And they take the victory 4-2 over your South Medford Panthers. South Medford will have Sheldon doubleheader here at Harry and David Field on Saturday. We'll have that call for you here on Table Rock Sports. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and watching today's broadcast. We'd like to thank South Medford High School Athletic Director Patrick Grady for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Day on Table Rock Sports. Special thanks to head coaches Troy Thompson of Roseburg and Josh Moody of South Medford. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Roseburg 4, South Medford 2. I'm Joseph, right alongside my cameraman David Alvarez, saying thanks for watching and good night from Harry and David Field here in Medford, Oregon.